Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So as you can see, we're doing things a little bit differently today. I thought we've had lovely weather for a few weeks now, why not get outside and do some filming? And so that's what I'm doing today. As you can see, we've got 3 piles as usual, but I'm not shuffling on camera today apart from the tarot cards. I've pre-shuffled the oracle cards. I'll be doing charms and dice on camera as usual, but aside from the tarot, the cards are all pre-shuffled just to kind of cut down on the amount of stuff that I had to bring out with me today. I didn't want to be lugging 10 or 12 boxes of cards plus my charm tin and everything else that I need to set up. But I've brought my gnomes with me because I thought they would want to be back in their natural environment, in the earth element, and I thought you guys would miss them if you didn't see them. So I brought those out with me, and I just want to say as well, this is a public park. This isn't like a garden or anything, so there probably will be people's voices in the background at some point. It's quite a large park, and I've tried to find a fairly secluded spot, but people will still walk past, and I hope no one plays music because I don't like that in a public park anyway. I think it's quite rude. But hopefully we won't hear anything like that in the background. But if you see or hear insects buzzing or birds or people, dogs barking, etc., please don't get upset because there's nothing I can do to stop that. So let's take a look at the cards that we've got. This is going to be what will happen this week, so in roughly the next 7 days from whenever you watch this video. This is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you click on this, there'll hopefully be a message here for you today. So the first pile, we're going to be using the same tarot deck for each pile, so there's no separate tarot to choose, just again to cut down on what I was bringing out with me. But the first pile has the Chalice card on it. And again, like I've been doing recently, I've been shuffling to get these cards. I haven't kind of chosen them just myself. So we've got the Chalice card on pile 1. Pile 2 has the Book card. These are all from the Midnight Oracle, which is a really beautiful and vibrant deck. And pile 3 has Star. It's fine to choose more than one pile if you feel genuinely drawn to more than one. You might find that you resonate with roughly 50% of the messages in both piles if you do that, or you might find that one pile acts as your main reading and then you get some extra messages in the second pile, but it's kind of the majority of that reading doesn't resonate with you. As always, you guys, I want to remind you to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is not a private reading, this is a general reading on YouTube. It's got to fit a lot of people's situations, so just take it lightheartedly, enjoy, have fun with this like I'm doing today. I hope nothing goes wrong filming on location like this. So pause the video if you need to, you guys, take as much time as you need, and I'm going to get started now with pile number 1. Hey there everyone, welcome to your reading if you chose pile 1 with the Chalice card. This is going to be your reading. I hope it doesn't get too windy for the cards to blow away, but like I said, I'm going to shuffle on camera some tarot, and then I've got all of these pre-shuffled oracle cards, and then we'll do your charms and dice like normal. But I haven't brought all of the dice boxes with me because I pre-rolled to see which dice we would be using, so how many everyone would get, and also which set we'd be using. So I've just brought the 3 boxes that came out like that. So let's see what's going to happen for you in roughly the next 7 days, group 1. Using the lovely Happy Tarot today. So we've got the 4 of Wands, lovely card to start off with. The Empress, my favorite card in tarot. Also my birth card as well. Then the Star, lovely, and finally 3 of Cups. Okay, so these are really lovely cards to get. I'm seeing Taurus and Aquarius energy here so far. Interesting that you chose the Chalice card when we've got a lot of the Cups card and also the Star, which is very connected to water, even though it is assigned to an air sign. Sorry if you can hear a helicopter overhead. I think there's a private airport near here somewhere. So yeah, definitely see this week as being a very happy week. There's a lot of healing going on with the Star. There's renewed optimism. It feels like you guys are just going to be feeling a lot more happy and hopeful in this week. And also with the Three of Cups, I see you spending a lot more time with family and friends, having fun, kind of sociable events. You might get some invitations to some parties, or just to meet up with people, or to go out for dinner or drinks. It just seems like a really happy, light-hearted time. Four of Wands as well, combined with the Three of Cups, makes me think that there may be some kind of special celebration in this week. So this could be, for example, like a graduation, or maybe a birth announcement, or wedding, engagement party. Maybe someone's, you know, announcing something special like that, or there's a big birthday in the family or the friendship circle, something to celebrate that's like a milestone rather than just getting together just because. And I see an improvement in health over this week as well. It's not just in the sense of emotions, that you're feeling emotionally a lot healthier, it's also in the sense of physical health as well, which is really lovely. So I think we'll take a look now at your pre-shuffled oracle cards. So your first one is a romance angel card, and that says wedding. This situation involves marriage. So literally there could be a wedding for you to attend in this week, although you'd already know about that, right? You wouldn't get a last minute wedding invitation in the week that the wedding was due to take place, probably. But it could be someone announcing that they're engaged, or finalizing their wedding plans, sending out invitations, etc. It could be a baby shower or something like that. There is definitely a connection with milestone events that need to be celebrated. And because this is a romance angel card, it could mean that some of you might be getting engaged this week, or it could mean that you are going to be shown increased commitment from someone that you love and care about. You also have third eye chakra, number 8, pineal perspective. Lovely card. And also from this deck, you got 2 cards. Number 12, water, the overflow. So again, the connection with the Chalice card that was on the pile. That's why I like using these cards as pile markers now, because the cards just really seem to either connect to the energy of the person who's chosen that reading at the time, or they connect to the messages that come out. So you're getting a lot of like bluey colors as well, blues and pinks. Could be like a baby gender reveal, something like that you're going to be celebrating. But yeah, the third eye chakra, maybe seeing things clearly, coming to a realization of something that you just didn't know of before, learning new truths, finding things out. I feel like psychic abilities are heightened at this time. We've also got the water card, so again, that kind of connection to psychic abilities, supernatural feelings, really strong heightened emotions at this time, being very aware of what other people are feeling. Maybe you just are going to realize that someone needs you to message them, or to call in on them, or to check up on them without them actually saying that. I feel like you're just going to be very switched on this week when it comes to how other people are feeling and what other people's needs are, but also remember to take care of you. And I do think that you will be, because we've got the Empress, we've got the Star, so I feel like there's a lot of kind of TLC for yourself in this week, and relaxation. I've just noticed whenever I move my hand like that, you guys can see that on the shadow. I hope that's not distracting. So then your Faery Forest oracle card for today is Fairy Godmother, number 32, Revelation, Discovery, Epiphany. I think that's a beautiful card. But I feel that does connect with what I've just said about you possibly helping someone without them having to turn to you in this week. And so I feel like you're going to be someone's fairy godmother potentially, or you're going to really help someone out at a time when they need you. And this Revelation, Discovery, Epiphany really connects to the third eye chakra card, that you suddenly realize something, or there's a great kind of awakening for you in this week. Maybe you get a result back for something, or you get a decision back that you've been waiting for. It feels like a kind of sudden turnaround moment. Fairy godmother also makes me think of wish fulfillment. Then I pulled 2 archetype cards for you guys. I was just shuffling for 1, but 2 came out, and this is just to figure out who will be the kind of important people in your life in this week, maybe also attributes that you might be displaying in this week. So just take the cards however they resonate with you. Your first one is mediator. Possibly could fit with the fairy godmother image as someone who goes in between and kind of heals and helps in situations. So Mediator says, light attributes, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Shadow attribute is negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. And you don't have to take both attributes of the cards, as I always say when I use these cards, and they also don't necessarily represent two different people. They could be one person who has attributes from both of these cards. And with that being said, the other one is Gambler. So it says light attribute, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. And shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. So whenever I get that card, especially with the image on it, I always think of the kind of fool energy from the tarot. You know, someone who kind of trusts chance or trusts the universe rather than planning too much ahead or worrying too much about the future. So maybe there's a kind of chance meeting, or you know, you're just there for someone when no one else is and when someone needs to be there for them. You've also got two cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Squirrel Spirit, Believe in Yourself, number 57. It's really cute because I do see quite a lot of squirrels around this park. I've been walking here pretty much every day for the past couple of weeks, and I've seen a lot of squirrels jumping around. Seen a few squirrels in bins as well, which is interesting. I think they go in there to get bits of leftover picnic and things. But yeah, believe in yourself, trust yourself in this week, trust your abilities. With the acorns as well, the fact that squirrels squirrel things away for a rainy day kind of makes me think of how you guys are maybe more of a planner, and then you've got this figure who's more of a gambler, who takes risks, who lets the universe work things out for them, who trusts, has that leap of faith energy all the time. Maybe they're two kind of opposite people and you're more of a planner. And we also have Brown Bear Spirit, Take Time Out, number 9. And I do get the feeling in this week that there's going to be some relaxation. There's going to be some kind of recharging for you, because we've got the Star and the Empress, and they're all about really physically taking care of yourself, regaining your energy, possibly after a very difficult time or a stressful time. Doesn't have to be though, it can just be a simple recharge, but there is a need to just take a breather in this week. Then I also pulled you an Archangel Power Tarot card, and that is the Two of Michael, or the Two of Swords. It will all be better if you just make a decision. Over-analyzing a problem, find a compromise. And you've got two little unicorns there. So this is all about struggling to make a decision, and maybe you kind of know in your gut what you want to do, but you just don't want to be the person to finally make that decision. You know, it can be a difficult decision, or you feel like you'll get a lot of stick for choosing to do that, and it's like putting it off and putting it off, even though it's in a way kind of putting off the inevitable. I feel like a lot of you are going to be biting the bullet in this week. Maybe you've been putting off replying to an invite, for example, because you know that you have to go, really, because it's a great friend or it's a close family member's party or wedding or whatever, and you just really can't be bothered with the thought of going, but you just have to respond to it, and you know you have to, but you've been putting it off. It feels like something like that to me. It could be different though. It will be different for everyone, but there's some kind of decision that you kind of don't want to make, or that it's been difficult to make. You have Schamanische Prüfung, Shamanic Test, number 19. So there has been a period of time recently where you felt very, very tested, very pushed to your limits. I feel as though this is changing though, because from what I've seen from the other cards, there's no kind of big, difficult, you know, painful things to go through. And so I don't feel like this is like the start of a test or the deepening of a test or anything. I almost feel as though it's coming to a close. And in a way, I feel you're being rewarded for that with the Third Eye Chakra card that we're getting, the kind of increased psychic ability, the improved supernatural ability. I just feel like that's going to be part of your reward or your leveling up as a result of what you've been through. You have Time for a Nap, number 24, very fitting. Yes, definitely a lot of rest for you going on in this week. And your final card is Moon Mist, Astral Travel, Visions and Visitations. So the Visitations card, if I can read that in like a psychic or non kind of spiritual way, I do feel it's connected to socializing and going out and spending time with people, but also astral travel and visions really connects with the third eye chakra and the water energy that we're getting in this reading, this really heightened, sensitive, intuitive energy that I feel you guys are experiencing or getting an increase of this week. So we're going to do your charms now. Like I said, we have brought the charms along, and we'll do your dice as well. So if you don't like the sound of the charms, please do turn down the volume now, because I'm going to start shuffling and they can be quite loud. So group 1, what's going to happen in the next roughly 7 days? Okay, so we've got the Scorpio symbol there firstly on our astrology dice, and we've also got the letter J. Could be a person, could be a place, could be a word. You have got teamwork with the hockey sticks, so this could be to do with the Two of Michael message about you possibly not wanting to go along with something, but you kind of have to because it's a family member or a close friend that's asking for a favor or who's inviting you to something that's important to them. So I feel like it's kind of grin and bear it a little bit for whatever this invitation situation is. Maybe you've got a friend or a family member that's like a really big attention seeker, for example, and you struggle to be around them when they're like that, and it's going to be like a big event for them where they're going to be in the spotlight, they're going to love it, they're going to be, you know, playing it up, and you kind of can't be bothered to sit and watch that or go through with that, but you're just going to have to do it to show support for that person and kind of be the bigger person in the situation. We've got a mature man here, so possibly an older or more experienced man who is going to be important to you in this week. They could be one of these 2 archetype cards that we've got here, but I feel like for some of you it is a spirit guide or a passed over loved one, because it's landed near that third eye chakra card and on the water card, so you know, that connection to the intuition and sensing things without truly having it around you in the physical, if that makes sense. We've got a dragonfly, another little creature that I often see in this park, and that is a symbol of fire elementals working with you, and it's also a good luck charm. We've got Cancer's energy there. This does also indicate that for some of you, you may be feeling a little bit emotionally sensitive in this week, and possibly that's why you need to recharge a little bit. That may also be why you're making a big deal about this event or this decision, when in normal times maybe you wouldn't. And that's not to beat yourself up, it's just to acknowledge that. We've got health and growth, stability with that tree. The fairy sitting on the moon, waiting for her dreams to come true. It feels like you're waiting for something to change, or you're waiting maybe for a decision. You know, it's like kind of coming back to the fairy godmother card and the third eye chakra card possibly as well, about revelations and things. And your final charm is the Six of Wands charm, which is great because I love this charm, I love that card. It's about victory, it's about coming out on top, feeling kind of in control again, feeling like you're doing something great, you're enjoying yourself. It's like a hallelujah moment. So there is victory or success in some endeavor in this week, especially for those of you that are working on projects at the moment. That's what I'm seeing for you guys. So let's also do your dice, and like I said, I pre-rolled, you know, the 2 little dice that I roll normally before I take dice out of the box. If you're new, that's what I do. I roll a 6-sided dice, a d6, to choose which set of dice I roll, because I have 6 boxes of dice currently, and then I roll a d10, a 10-sided dice, to see how many of them we're going to roll, and if I get a 0 or a 1, I roll again, just to get you some more messages. So I've pre-rolled those dice, and you guys got the Voyager's dice, which is number 6, for those of you that are interested in numbers and numerology. And we're going to be rolling 3 of these today. That was the number that came out for you. So 3 and 6, obviously multiples of one another. So let's get 3 dice for group 1, please. Okay. Group 1 is coming up in this week. Aha, okay. So the octopus, multitasking. Dealing maybe with a couple of social invites or dealing with a few different things. With the decision card, you might have to choose between going to one event over the other, you know, potentially upsetting someone in the process. You might have to choose between having that relaxing evening that you wanted or going to a party that you don't really want to go to, but you kind of have to pop in just to show willing. You're definitely going to get rest this week though, so don't worry you guys if you're worried about, you know, having too much on. You definitely are going to find time to rest, because I see that by the end of the week you feel pretty refreshed and recharged. You've got the telescope, so looking deeply into something, you know, again, I feel this is to do with the intuition, gaining insight and revelation on something that had previously been maybe difficult to decide or had been kind of cloudy or hazy up until now. I also feel for some of you it's about looking into the future and making future plans a little bit, like taking an eye to the bigger picture or the long term. And then your final dice is the dinosaur bones. And so this is about kind of old things, the past being dragged back up, maybe seeing someone that you haven't seen in a very long time, or kind of bringing back old memories, reminiscing, maybe going somewhere that you haven't been to in a long time. Maybe one of these events involves going back to your hometown or a friend's hometown that you haven't been to since you were a lot younger. It's kind of a reunited message about that, but possible old memories being dragged back up for you. So it looks like a really enjoyable week ahead. There is this kind of decision that you need to make, but I feel like it's possible that it's being made into a bigger deal than it needs to be, and that actually ultimately it will work out okay. You just stress a lot about it beforehand. You're definitely going to be refreshed at the end of the week. So I'm also interested in the leveling up of the psychic ability, or this kind of revelation or epiphany that's going to come to you guys. So please do come back at the end of the week and let me know roughly what it is that you found out, obviously without sharing too much personal information, because I'm going to be really interested in that. And thank you so much for spending your time and energy here with me today. Please let me know in the comments how it resonated. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this. It really helps my channel get seen by more people on YouTube, helps us to keep growing our family that we have here. And if you want to get more involved with what I do here on the channel, check out my description box. It's always full of links. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to see daily cards in your feed. You can follow me on Bilibili to show me some support over there. If you're interested in exclusive content and giveaways, then check out my Patreon page. I am now offering private readings again on Etsy and angel healing sessions, so check out my Etsy shop if that interests you. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, thank you so much. I've got a PayPal link for tips and donations that help me keep making these videos, and I've also got an Amazon wishlist and an indie deck wishlist as well for new tarot and oracle decks. So thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye, take care. Hey there everyone, welcome to your reading. If you chose the book card, the second pile, with the book card as the pile marker, this is going to be a reading. So like I explained in the intro, I've pre-shuffled these oracle cards so that I wasn't bringing like 10 or 12 boxes of cards with me down to the park, but I am going to shuffle tarot on camera. I'll be shuffling charms on camera as well, and then also the box of dice that I got for you. So let's see what's coming up in roughly the next 7 days. So this is a timeless reading. It will hopefully have a message for you whenever you watch it. So it's going to be roughly the next 7 days from when you watch this reading, what's going to happen. Let's see what we've got. We have Justice as your first card, the Five of Cups, the Magician. Oh, I didn't realize you got 6. I thought you got 5. Temperance, Two of Wands, and Strength. Okay, so I'm seeing Libra, Sagittarius, and Leo energy showing up in the reading. We could get more as we go through, but that's what I'm seeing at the moment. Sun, Moon, Rising. It's an interesting mix of cards. Firstly, I feel like this is kind of going to be a time of healing for you, because we've got the Strength card, we've got Temperance, and with Justice, the Five of Cups and the Magician, it almost feels like this week is a turnaround from there being a time that really upset you. You know, the Five of Cups, maybe something happened that was really unfair and you didn't really have much say in it. You've kind of been dwelling on it perhaps for a long time. And Justice kind of says that either evens out karmically and kind of, you know, people who've behaved badly get punished, or vice versa. Or it just kind of doesn't matter to you anymore. And the Magician as well is like this turnaround energy. It's like we turn negativity into positivity, because the Magician is this alchemist figure, and Temperance is also a card of alchemy, bringing extreme energies and emotions and turning them into something much more moderate. So I feel as though there's a much more positive outlook for you in this week than there has been recently. It feels like you're coming out of your shell a little bit. I feel as though you have been hurt or disappointed, and that's what this is talking about. And this week is kind of a turnaround where you feel a lot more cheerful. You feel like you've moved on from that, or you've kind of started to put that to rest. You're not holding on to it anymore in terms of bitterness or anger or sadness. Your energy starts to get cleared of that, whatever's gone on, you know. So let's take a look at your pre-shuffled oracle cards, and I haven't really looked at these. Like, I saw a couple when they turned over, but I can't remember now which pile was which. I just made sure to separate them when I put them in my bag to come over. So your romance angel is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And that makes so much sense with what we've just said about the tarot cards, is that you're freeing yourself of this energy. You know, it could be that a person really, really hurt you and now they've finally left your life, or they just don't matter to you anymore. You're moving on from that energy. It could be that something really disappointed you and it's took you a while to get over it, but now you're definitely on the up. So this is really great. Group 2. You've also got 2 of these Beyond Lemuria oracle cards. One is Home, number 31. And Beyond the Mind, number 20. So this is a little bit about like extrasensory perception, psychic abilities, kind of knowing things that you rationally shouldn't be able to know, or sensing things before they happen. It's a really calm card as well. Both of these like really strong blue, deep feelings. It's like you know that things are going to get better, or you know that someone is going to get their comeuppance for what they've done, and it just brings you like so much peace and that's so much acceptance. Also with the Home card, I feel like you guys are recharging in this week. You're really drawing a lot of strength from friends and family. You're really grounding yourself in this week. Maybe home is your sanctuary in this week and you're able to just rest and enjoy that quiet time. Your Faery Forest oracle card is Arwen, number 41. Gift, divine inspiration, awakening. So this kind of connects to the Beyond the Mind card, and also to the Magician card as well. You know, this sense of transformation, of turning things around, of being gifted in a spiritual way, of having some kind of psychic or magical gift, an awakening to the fact that you don't need to be holding on to this energy anymore. You don't need to hold on to those feelings or that person or that disappointment or that situation, because it doesn't define you and it's now in the past, and you can start moving on from that. So I feel like this week there is a really powerful kind of realization for you, group 2, which is so validating and liberating and freeing for you. It just feels like a big sigh of relief is what I'm feeling. So then I pulled an archetype card to see who would be the most important person to you in this week, or possibly what kind of traits you're taking on yourself in this week. And we've got Storyteller. Light attribute is ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Shadow attribute is making up tales that harm others. Now, you don't have to take both attributes if they don't both resonate with you. Whenever I pull the archetype cards, I just say, have fun with that card, you know, read that how you want to, however it seems to fit for you. So if that sounds like you or someone that's important to you in this week, take note of that. I apologize about the helicopter. Group 1 had a helicopter overhead as well. I think there's a private airport somewhere near here, so I'm sorry about that. Just cutting through the tranquility that we'd built up in this lovely space. So then we've got Hummingbird Spirit, Be Here Now, number 34. And that was kind of what I was getting from the Home card and the Temperance card, is just a sense of enjoying the present, a sense of balance, a sense of breathing, relaxation, mindfulness, trying not to stress too much about the future and certainly worrying a lot less about what's happened in the past. Just being very, very present in this week. I also pulled an Archangel Power Tarot card for you guys, and it's the Star. Number 17, Archangel Jophiel, a dream come true, believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation. And the Star is all about healing. You know, the Star is all about finding your faith, finding your optimism, moving on from an experience that has been difficult or that has been very trying for you. It is that breathing a sigh of relief card, literally. It's healing not just in an emotional sense, but in a physical sense as well. So your health could be improving physically in this week. I'm used to doing the monthly predictions. We've also got Glaubenssätze, number 6, belief systems. So you might not be seeing the same situation in the same way as someone else. And this may be what's caused you so much pain in the past, is that someone was gaslighting you, or someone was not telling the truth about something that happened and maybe making you look bad or making you think that you were, going crazy. Maybe that's what you're healing from. Maybe you're leaving someone who always had to be right regardless of the situation, and you're moving on from that kind of dynamic, cutting out a friend or pulling away from a family member, or indeed a romantic partnership, because the Romance Angel card says free yourself. We have Higher Power, number 4, which is absolutely great as a card because it just fits so well with what we've got with the Beyond the Mind card, the Divine Inspiration, Gift, the Magician. There's so much here to suggest that you are kind of being mentored or watched over by a higher power in this week, that you're very divinely inspired, that you have, strong intuition, that you're getting these downloads. So please trust what you're getting. Maybe that's also a message from this card, is that you might not trust straight away that you're getting these downloads. You might think you're just making it up, or that it's just a thought or a dream, or, you're going mad recognizing these signs and symbols and they don't actually mean anything. I feel like you should definitely trust yourself in this week, because the Book card, if we go back to the pile marker, which always seems to relate somehow to what comes out in the reading, the Book kind of says to me that you are getting hidden knowledge that is only for your eyes, that is kind of being preserved by a higher power, and you're being gifted a glimpse into the Akashic records, or into the future, or into, your purpose as a person. It's really, really interesting. You guys definitely very spiritual, or you're going through a kind of awakening. And your final card is Cookies and Cream, guilty pleasures, indulgence, temptation. So treat yourself in this week as well. Do something, have that, takeaway, or that restaurant meal, or that, binge watching some terrible reality TV show that you don't want anyone to know that you enjoy. Do something that just feels good and don't feel guilty about it. That's what you should be doing in this week. That's a lovely message to end the cards with. So I'm going to do the charms now, group 2. And then we'll do your dice. And just my usual disclaimer, please turn the volume down now if you think you won't like the sound of the charms, because they can be pretty loud. And like I said, I also pre-rolled the dice. So if you're new here and you don't know what I do, just in general, when we finish the cards on this channel, we then move on to charms and dice. And the way that I get the dice is I roll a d6, a 6-sided dice, to see which set of dice we're going to use, because I have 4 boxes of dice. And then I roll a d10, which is a 10-sided dice, to see how many of those dice from that box I'm going to use, how many have a message for you today. And if I roll a 0 or a 1, I roll again just to get more messages. So that's what I've done for you guys today. So we'll do the charms now. got the number 2, and so that could mean, I don't know, maybe the second day, which could be Monday or Tuesday, depending on how you count your week, or it could mean the 2nd or the 12th or the 22nd maybe of the month, if that fits with the week. Could also be different meanings. It could be the 2nd house in astrology, the 2nd sign, Taurus. Just take that how it resonates for you. You've got 2 balls here. One is the jade ball for career and finances. So finances and career are positively aspected in this week. And you've also got the goldstone ball, which is like the sun card in tarot. It's all about confidence, optimism, faith, happiness, positivity in the present, but also towards the future as well. On your cookies and cream card, we've got the mischievous little bunny. Sometimes that represents children, but often it also represents play, mischief, you know, doing things that are a little bit naughty or guilty pleasures. So that really goes well with that card. We have the letter X. It could be an X that you're healing or moving on from. That could have another meaning for you though. Fearless, yes. The hand of Fatima, you are protected by a higher power. Really resonates with what we've got already in this reading. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. Tides are changing, and they're changing in your favor, group 2. Things are going to start improving in all areas of your life very soon. And your health is improving as well. Possibly quite suddenly, because you've got the fractured explosion charm that exploded in my tin. So that always stood for something that was going to happen very suddenly or very quickly. So when pieces of it come out in a reading, I always say there's that old meaning is still being preserved. So yeah, that's your charms. Let's do your dice. You guys got the 4th set of dice when I was rolling, and those are the Looney Tunes dice. And when I pre-rolled, I got 6. So there's going to be 6 dice rolled for you today. So let's get 6 dice for group 2, please. Okay. Okay, interesting. So we've got the carrot. To me, that's always about improving health. That's Bugs Bunny's carrot. You know, it may not mean that you're consciously focusing on improving your health, but health just improves in this week. You have an older woman with the granny dice there, an older feminine energy who is looking out for you, who could maybe give you some advice or some protection in this week. And this could be a spirit guide or a passed over loved one or an ancestor. It doesn't have to be someone that is physically around you at this time. You can access help and guidance from the spirit realm especially easily this week, group 2. That's definitely coming through very clearly. We've got the saloon doors, so socializing is also a possibility in this week. There may be some invitations to spend time with people, and that kind of makes sense as well with the 2 of Wands cards that you got. Of course, you did get the number 2, so it could be referring to that, spending time as a 2 with people. There's going to be some nice kind of socializing event going on in this week, even if it's quite informal. Doesn't have to be a big gathering, but it's something that you're going to enjoy. I can see as well, you got the person with this kind of pot on their head that's reverberated, like they've just walked into a wall, and it's landed on that Beyond the Mind card. And so I really feel like your head is just going to be flooded this week with thoughts, with downloads, with signs and symbols, with ideas, with intuition, and you're not going to know what to trust. So really, please do have faith, believe in yourself, believe that this is coming from a higher power and you're not just making it up. Follow that intuition, because I think it will really take you to some very, very positive and helpful places in this week and beyond. Very Looney Tunes trope there, the floor just kind of being sawn away beneath your feet. And I do feel that for a lot of you, that was how this 5 of Cups episode felt like, that you just had no stability anymore. You just were very unsettled. You didn't know what to do, where to turn, what to expect moving forward. It felt like your world had kind of fallen from under you, or that you no longer knew who to trust, what to do. a bit of like a social minefield. And we've got Daffy Duck as well. Daffy Duck always stands in for some annoying person when I do this reading, someone who seems to kind of get in your way a lot, or someone who's very pushy, you know, always wants things to be done their way, wants you to hang out with them when you don't really want to. So it's important to set boundaries in relationships in this week as well, moving forward as well, so that you have very healthy and positive relationships that benefit you and the people that you have these relationships with. It's a two-way street. And I genuinely feel that when people have healthy boundaries, it's not just good for them, it's good for the other person as well, certainly in the long term. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. Please do comment below, let me know how it resonated with you. I'm sorry about the helicopter earlier, that's completely out of my control. But please also like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me get seen more on YouTube and helps us to keep growing our family that we have here. And if you're interested in what I do here on the channel and you want to get more involved, then check out my description box. It's full of links. So for example, if you want to follow me on Instagram for daily oracle cards in your feed, then go ahead and do that. You can follow me on Bilibili to show me some support over there. If you want to become one of my lovely patrons and get access to exclusive content and giveaways and things that I do, then check out my Patreon page. I am now offering private readings and angel healing sessions again, so check out my Etsy shop if that interests you. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, thank you so much. I have a PayPal link for tips and donations that help me keep making these videos, and I also have an Amazon wishlist and an indie deck wishlist for new tarot and oracle decks. So if you'd like to send a deck to the channel, that would be lovely. I would be so grateful. Thank you to all of you for watching this. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day and an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye, take care. Hey there everyone, welcome to your reading if you chose pile 3 with the star card as the pile marker. I really like this one. Let's see what is coming up for you in roughly the next 7 days from watching this reading. So this is a timeless reading, so whenever you watch it there should be a message for you here, but it's roughly the next 7 days, could be a little bit longer, could be a tiny bit less. And I've pre-shuffled your oracle cards, like I said in the introduction, so that I wasn't bringing like 10 or 12 boxes of cards out with me, but I am going to shuffle tarot on camera. We're using the Happy Tarot. I'll be shuffling charms on camera as well, and your dice. So let's start off with the tarot cards. What's coming up in roughly the next 7 days, group 3. Like I want to do it again. Yes, okay. So we've got the 9 of Wands, the Hierophant, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, lots of major arcana cards, the King of Swords, and the Justice card. Wow. Okay, so I'm seeing Taurus, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, especially Libra because we've got that coming out twice because we've got the Justice card and the King of Swords. Interesting, group 3. Okay, so I feel like group 3, I feel like I say this every time, group 3 is always pretty much my most complicated pile, or the most kind of spiritual pile. I wonder if that's why star came out on the pile markers. It feels like you guys have been going through a rough time. We've got the Tower. The Tower can never be shied away from or downplayed really, and we've also got the 9 of Wands, which kind of indicates having to stick up for yourself a lot, having to fight to get what you need, having to fight to be seen or to be heard or to get justice. I feel like you guys have always tried to play by the rules, always tried to be the good person, the right person, following your morals, your ethics, etc. There's that helicopter in the background again that has flown over in pile 1 and in pile 2 as well. I think there's a private airport nearby, so unfortunately that's out of my control. But we've then got the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like times are changing coming in this week. Group 3, I feel like things are going to be improving for you. Whatever it is that has seemed out of your control, like helicopters or whatever it will have been for you, suddenly just doesn't come into play anymore. It's not important anymore, or maybe you get back in control. Maybe you have the power of controlling all the overhead aircraft, in which case that's incredible. And the King of Swords just kind of says this to me as well. The King of Swords is very in control. He's very on top of his game. You know, no one kind of messes or argues with the King of Swords. And the Justice card as well, to me, just indicates you finally getting justice, finally getting that evening out of the karmic scales, finally getting what you deserve. Things finally going well for you after a time when you've just seemed to be struggling. And possibly with the Nine of Wands, I'm wondering if you've been putting a lot of effort towards a goal or towards maybe a career or a relationship, and you've just been getting very little back, or you've just seemed to be making no progress despite how much time or energy or effort you've sunk into this. So that's what I see, is just a much more positive upsweep, you regaining control, maybe getting recognized finally for the effort you've been putting in, or seeing some progress, things improving for you in that sense. So let's look at your pre-shuffled oracle cards. And I haven't really looked at these. I've seen one or two when they've fallen over or landed like upwards, but I can't remember which piles any of them were from now, and I've made sure to separate them in my bag. When I came down here, I put them in little folders. So we've got 2 Romance Angel cards. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Wow. I was wondering how this would work out, because I had obviously pre-shuffled part of the reading and then was shuffling some of it on camera, which I don't think I've done before. In the beginning of this channel, I used to pre-shuffle everything and then just turn them over and see them for the first time when I started filming. But I've never kind of done it half and half like this, and yet it really, really works. So yeah, let go of control issues and calling in your soulmate. Maybe that is what you've been struggling with, that 9 of Wands energy. Maybe you've been trying to manifest a relationship, or you've been dating someone and wanting it to go somewhere, wanting it to maybe become committed, and it's just not been moving forward, or you've not been meeting the right kind of person, and it's been stressing you out. So let go of control issues is kind of like take a breather, and suddenly you get back in control again once you stop trying to be in control. Your Beyond Lemuria card is gracious receptivity, number 28. So yes, definitely. Instead of forcing and giving and pushing and trying, you just pull back and you just let it come to you. You let yourself receive. And that just completely shifts the karmic balance, and it just brings everything in your favor. And probably a lot of you are star seeds, I have to say, having chosen the star pile marker, and just the colors of this card really seems to confirm that for me. Then you guys got 3 cards from the Faery Forest Oracle. So the first one is King of the Darkwood Elves, number 39, authority, credibility, status. So another king, and again that message about control, status, people listening to you finally, you know, people taking you seriously, etc. Then Queen of the Darkwood Elves, number 40, power couple, premonition, foreshadowing, mystery. It's interesting because every pile today has got something about kind of knowing things are going to happen before they do, or getting increased psychic ability in this week. And I feel like you guys are already pretty spiritual, because my pile 3s pretty much always are. And so I just feel in this week you're just going to get an inkling of better things to come. So you start to notice the wheel is shifting in your favor, the karmic balance is tipping in your favor again. And so it's just like, you know that things are going to start getting better. You're looking forward to seeing what happens. And yes, the Yule Singer, number 36, rebirth, feasting, joy. Yes, I love that rebirth message. Like a fresh new energy. So then I also pulled an archetype card for each pile today to see who is going to be maybe the most important person for you in this week in your life, or possibly what traits you might take on in this week. So yours is healer. Light attributes are passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. And the shadow attributes are taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. You don't need to take both attributes If they don't both resonate with you, whenever I pull an archetype card in any reading, I'm always saying, take that how it resonates, have fun with that card, because they'll be very different for everyone, how they understand that card in their own life. Then we have Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true, number 20. Interesting. It is, there's a lot of kind of duality in this message, and like opposites and balance and things. Learning to kind of walk the middle ground rather than everything having to be polarized for you, everything having to be, you know, yes or no, black or white. Really interesting. I also pulled an Archangel Power Tarot card. So you got the Three of Michael, which is Three of Swords. Release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. And you've got the Healer card. You know, I feel like this is connecting back to that Tower experience that you guys have had. Archangel Michael comforting you through this difficult experience. You will grow from this situation. Then you have Erwartungen, number 5, experiences. Sorry, not experiences, expectations. Maybe changing what you expect from other people, or changing what you expect from yourself or from the universe. Maybe that could in turn change your energy towards things that happen. Then we have Orphaned, number 5. I do really feel like, obviously with the Tower, that it was a very big thing that happened to you guys. It was very difficult for you to take it. Possibly some betrayal from someone, a heartbreak, losing a job in a really unfair way, possibly even a bereavement. You know, you just feeling like you were really abandoned, really left behind, like you had no one to advocate for you, was really what I felt at the beginning of the reading when we had those first 3 cards come out, and then the Justice card at the end. And that just changes now. Suddenly you're back in control, and people are listening to you, and people are understanding what's happened, and they're realizing you've been treated unfairly. And then you guys also got 2 Ice Cream Oracle cards, which are your last cards before we do your charms and your dice. So you got Apple Pie, Trust, Integrity, Comfort, and Pistachio. Had some pistachio ice cream yesterday. Emotional Healing, Independence, Responsibility. Okay, so the emotional healing makes a lot of sense. Independence and responsibility, I feel like not just in this situation, but a lot of times in life, you guys have had to really fend for yourself, you know, really stick up for yourself, because other people haven't been there to care, or haven't been there to stick up for you or to listen to your problems. You know, you've had to do it all by yourself. You've had to be resilient. And then this Trust, Integrity, Comfort card with the apple pie just makes me feel like suddenly people are realizing that you've been the good person all along. They're realizing that you've been the person, this Hierophant figure who has always stuck to the rules, who's always been kind, who's always followed, you know, a good series of ethics, you know. Suddenly people are looking and they're waking up and they're thinking, oh, maybe that person isn't who we should be listening to. Maybe it's this person in pile 3. That's what I'm feeling. So we'll get your charms on top now, group 3, and like I said, I'm going to be shuffling them on camera, and then we'll do your dice. So the dice, actually I haven't brought all of the dice boxes with me today. I've pre-rolled and just brought what came out in the pre-rolling session, again just to minimize what I was lugging about with me. So if you are new to the channel and you don't know what I do here, basically when I finish the cards I always put charms and dice on top, and the way I get the dice is I roll a d6, which is like a 6-sided dice, to see which set of dice I'm going to use for that pile, because I have 6 boxes currently of different dice, and then I roll a d10, a 10-sided dice, to see how many dice from that box are going to be rolled, how many messages essentially that dice box has for you. And so that's what I've done today. And you guys got number 3, the mystery dice. They look like this. And you got 7 of these, for those of you that are interested in numerology and kind of find connections with the numbers that come out in the dice. Okay, so we'll do your charms first, and I just want to say, please turn down the volume, as always, if you don't like the sound of the charms or don't think you will. They can be very loud. So let's see what's coming up for you guys in roughly the next 7 days. Okay, so first of all, I can see that we've got Aries coming out on the astrology dice. You've got seeing things clearly with the sunglasses, although you could also just be putting on some sunglasses as well and enjoying the weather. You've got healing with the starfish, so that's definitely a big message for you in this week. Actually, you've got another starfish, so that's a double message there. You've also got the death charm, so leaving things behind, transformation, moving forward. I think that's a magpie in the background making that noise. I think that's the sound they make. Then you've got, this charm is quite rare, this doesn't come out very often. It's like a t-shirt with 2 hearts on it. And whenever I get this, I think of being hung out to dry. I think of being left by someone with like responsibility, kind of like being left holding the baby, left with the blame, just left in general without any explanation. And that's what I feel has possibly happened to a lot of you. You've been given the blame for something that went wrong at work, or you've been left by someone in a relationship, you know, and it feels horrible. It really, really hurts. And that's what I feel you guys have been going through, but love is still possible for you guys. Don't let, if this was a romantic situation or a friendship situation, don't let that close your heart off to new people, because I do feel that there is going to be someone new coming in good time. You've got the dog, being alert, being aware. Could be an important person born in the year of the dog for you in this week. You've got the dragonfly. I see these a lot around the park. This is fire elemental energy, and it's also a good luck symbol. You've also got the treasure map. You will find what you seek, is what that charm says. It's a great charm to get. You've got the octopus, multitasking, keeping busy, lots of things to do, many fingers in pies. And then you've also got the paw print, which can come about when we kind of follow inspirational pages on social media, or we meet someone new that we've been following on social media. And it can also be about following in someone's footsteps, so kind of following someone's maybe steps to happiness that they took, steps to success, etc., trying to emulate someone else's happiness or success or enjoyment. So we'll do your dice now as well, group 3, because I think that's all of your charms. Let's get 7 dice for group 3, please. Okay. Week ahead, group 3. Aha, okay, interesting. Getting a lot of insight in this week, understanding a lot of what is going on, maybe seeing through people as well. I feel like you guys are dealing with shadow self issues. This dice also talks about the past casting a long shadow over what's been going on for you, and I do feel that's the case. I feel like you felt tainted by a lot of things that have happened in the past, or you felt unable to move on from it for quite some time. And now that's going to change with this lovely pistachio ice cream that this dice fell on. Another dice about introspection and insight and analysing something. The microscope there. Maybe up until now you've just been seeing the tip of the iceberg or the tentacles of the monster. You haven't seen the full thing yet. And soon you're going to be aware of maybe why someone acted the way they did, or why you had to experience a certain thing in order to learn a certain lesson. Learning someone's motivations possibly as well. We've got the rat. People born in the year of the rat could be important to you in this week. The rat to me is also about resourcefulness, coping with any situation, escaping from any situation as well. Can also mean betrayal, cheating has happened in the past, and that's what you're moving on from. We've got a clear sign coming to you in this week, so stay alert to signs and symbols. I think that's what that alert dog is talking about, that there's going to be something to take notice of this week that gives you a clear knowledge of what's going to happen in the future. And you've got that premonition card with the Queen of the Darkwood Elves. So signs and symbols, be aware of them. Intuitive nudges, listen out for them, follow them. Don't feel like you're just making it up, or like it's just a thought, or it's just a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences. I feel like everything happens for a reason. Everything points us down a certain path. And then your final dice is partners in crime. And I kind of was getting this feeling throughout the reading generally, and I have hinted at it. People are going to start supporting you a lot more from this week onward. You may be gaining some new friends or just some new allies and general support. I feel like people are finally realizing that you're a great person, or that you're actually okay. You know, I feel like people have maybe shunned you in the past or sided with other people over you just because it was easier, or because that person was maybe more popular or shouted louder, or, you know, threw their weight around more, whereas you were more quiet or more kind of dignified and just didn't fight your case as much as they did. So it was easier to shun you or easier to ignore you if you're a weak person. It's easier to do the thing that's easy rather than the thing that's right. So I feel like now people are taking notice more of you, and realizing that you were right all along, or that you were this great person all along, and they feel quite bad that they weren't always there to support you or to stand by your side. So I really hope you've enjoyed this reading, Group 3. It looks like a great week. Please comment below, let me know how it resonated with you. I've enjoyed filming outside despite a couple of background noise distractions. I hope it wasn't too loud, things going on in the background. I think it's really sweet. So please also like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me get seen by more people on YouTube, helps me to keep growing the family that we've got here on YouTube. And if you're interested in what I do here on the channel, please check out my description box. I've got lots of links in there. You can go and follow me on Instagram if you want to get daily oracle cards in your feed. You can follow me on Bilibili to support me over there as well. If you're interested in exclusive content and giveaways, then check out my Patreon page. Always lots of fun stuff going on over there. I am now offering private readings and angel healing sessions again on Etsy, so check out my Etsy shop if that is something that interests you. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, thank you guys so much. I've got a PayPal link for tips and donations to help me keep making these videos, and I've also got my Amazon wishlist and my indie deck wishlist as well for new tarot and oracle decks. So if you'd like to get me a new deck and send it, that would be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an amazing week ahead. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.